to Arya Bark Podcast Vlogmas 2020 Day 16. How are you? I hope you're well. Just over a week to go. So glad. I'm going to jump straight in. There's a few bits that I want to talk about. So I'll open my Advent first because it wouldn't be like me to forget. So here's today's Advent, number 16. Another wee chocolate. Now I need to stop saying that I'm going to give Mr. Bark it because let's face it, he's not getting them. I did give him a candy cane, which I've just realised is still sitting here. He might come home to find that I've ate that as well. I'm really flamey. Apologies. Oh, that is nice. That is really pretty. That is really, really pretty. Thank you very much for that, Raylene. I love it. I'll get that in later. So, what have I been up to? Not very much. Sleep in. Normally I'm up about between 6 and 7. I get up. Most days it's about 6. If I'm feeling particularly tired, about 6:30, 7 o'clock. This morning Mr. Bark has vague recollections of his alarm clock going off and putting it into snooze mode, and we both woke up at 7:30, which was lots of fun considering we need to leave at 7:30 to take my son to his work. So mind you saying that, did manage to get up, dressed, into the door and only be like 10 minutes late, and I still managed to get him to his work on time. No speeding involved. So came back, felt really, what's the word? I've got a set routine in the morning where I'll get up, I'll check my emails, check Ravelry, do other bits and pieces while I'm waiting on the rest of me waking up. And because I didn't do my normal routine, it's literally knocked my entire day off. So I've not really done very much. Well, I have, but know what I should be doing. I'd finished Mr. Bark's Cowl last night. That's had its first outing. He tried it out yesterday. He's really happy with it. So I'll show you it just now. This, it looks absolutely massive, is Mr. Bark's Cowl. Don't die shock, peeps. My ends are all woven in. Who am I? Who am I? I don't know. It's still needing to block, so I think what I'll do is once I've recorded this, I'll leave it to soak. It normally takes about 40 minutes to pick Andrew up, so that should be long enough to soak, and then when I come back I'll not be pinning it, I'll just lay it out and that'll be it. Now this is done in I don't think it's actually got a name, but it's a blue and black marled yarn from King Craig Fabrics in Brora. Got that 2 years ago when we went to Lerk on holiday, and I held it double with Drops Fable number 108 in royal blue, and it's pretty thick and bouncy. Now all in I used 889 metres. Mind you, after the 7 kilograms that I bought yesterday, don't know why I'm bothering about that. I used 83 grams of the yarn for King Craig and 98 grams of the Fable. So Mr. Bark is really happy with his cowl. I went to update my stash totals to find that I was behind on updating it. Now I'm obviously updating my totals on Ravelry, which is great. Unfortunately, I keep a hard copy, and obviously there's the totals on Ravelry, and unfortunately I have no idea what I put on, what I didn't, so I'm going to have to try and figure out what went missing. Part of the problem is it's, hi Darwin, stalker. Part of the problem is on Ravelry it's easy for me to update my totals for the squares on the blanket. In my book, the last time I updated that, I was at 48 squares. Well, now I'm at 107. I think I've just completed my 107th square. So I'm a wee bit behind. So I'm needing to fix that. The which way blankets weren't added. I don't think my whatever sweater was added either. So I'm going to have to fix it. So that'll be my plan for today. Now, that's what I was going to say. Heather had asked, since Mr. Bark is off, will we see him on the vlog? Chances are probably not. Mr. Bark is a big supporter of the vlog and the website and everything Arya Bark. He's not really wanting to be on camera. Now, we may have to compromise. Obviously I'm not going to force him. One, basically because I couldn't if I wanted to, and two, it really wouldn't be fair. We may have a compromise. As you will know, Mr. Bark works for I nearly got myself in trouble there. Mr. Bark works for Scottish Gas. I keep saying British Gas, but it's not British Gas up here, it's Scottish Gas. And as such, we have a very sturdy Wilbur. This is, actually I need to check what one's he. I think he might be number 2 Wilbur. I do have 2 of them. In a couple of weeks that will go up to 4, because for whatever reason Mr. Bark's managed to get his hands on another 2, which will bring, in the last 4 years, the sum total of Wilburs that we have to 5. We did manage to get rid of 1. I think I might just give my cousin's wee boy one. So this is Wilbur, a visual representation of Mr. Bark. So we may have to use him with Mr. Bark speaking. Now, my plan was to test how much knowledge Mr. Bark has of Minecrafting. Now, I was actually going to do it with Mr. Bark and Andrew, but to be quite honest with you, Andrew basically doesn't care. He's happy if he's receiving gifts, he's just not wanting, he just doesn't listen when you speak to him. So we're going to try it with Mr. Bark. Now, if you would like to ask Mr. Bark any crafting questions, you can ask as many as you like, because obviously we need to, let's face it, drag it out of it. So if you do have a question that you would like to test them on, leave them down below and I'll compile them up and we'll do it. Now, let me think. Today is Wednesday. He breaks off on Friday. We have plans on Friday, and I think we might have. I know for a fact we've got plans on Saturday because Mr. Bart's to go for a haircut. And I think we need to drop. I need to check because we need to drop his presents off to his aunt. So I think the easiest way to do it would be over the weekend. And we'll show it at some point next week. Or if there's enough questions, we could technically do it over a couple of days. Sorry, I think I'm allergic to that cowl. So that's my plan. I would also like to apologise for yesterday and the rather quick exit that I made when my dinner arrived. At the time it didn't look that quick until I watched it back and it was like, oh good lord, that was like really, really shocking how quick I ended that podcast. I'm not gonna lie, I'm big. I like food. And I most definitely like food from Panavino's because it's amazing. And we've not had the Panavino's in a while. When we stayed in our last place, we got them quite regularly. When we moved here, they didn't deliver because it was 6 miles away. You wouldn't think like 6 miles would be that far. But since the pandemic, this is the one good thing about the pandemic, a lot of the places we couldn't order from before have now opened up again, which we are very grateful for. So the podcast did end quite quick yesterday. Plans for this evening, I really need to get my totals fixed and to get the spreadsheet updated as well because I don't think I've been doing that either. I've not been updating the spreadsheet either. So I think that'll be my plan tonight. I'm still working on the socks. Obviously I'd said on the last actual podcast episode that the plan would be once I'd finished the cowl and what was the other thing I was working on? Was it the cowl and the hat? Could be the cowl and the hat. That I would start my whatever sweater. That will be getting started because obviously the wool's there for it. What I'm hoping to do is try and finish off stuff. I was going through Ravelry earlier on and I have a ton of projects going back 3-4 years that haven't been finished, so I would really like to get them done. My plan is to start finishing stuff before I start casting other stuff on. The socks are now becoming a priority. Obviously we're 8-9 days to Christmas, and my Christmas socks still haven't been finished. It's got that bad with the Christmas socks that I've now actually took them and put them on 9-inch circulars, and I'm just working on them that way in the hope that I'll get it finished. So I'm wanting the socks finished. I think what I'll do, if I can get the socks finished by next week, I'll probably start it as soon as the socks are done, because I really want another whatever sweater that I'm not allergic to. That'd be great. What else? I don't think there's anything else. There's no more Christmas gift knitting. Mr. Bart's, well, there is, but me and Andrew need to be having chats because he's still not bought the wool for his cardigan. The only gift thing that's left is Andrew's cardigan that he asked for back in September. August or September he asked for this, and I said to him, I said, well, I'll make you it, but you'll need to buy the wool, because it was a specific, it's wool that I've not got, and obviously at that point I was trying not to ruin my toes. So he said he was going to buy it and hasn't, so I may need to just bite the bullet and go and buy the wool myself. So I've still that to do. That's not really important because he went and bought himself a jumper, so it's not like he's sitting freezing in his bedroom because the boy doesn't put his heating on. So that is about it. With any luck, I should be able to get this edited and uploaded by the time Andrew phones to see that he's been picked up. Again, if you do have any, if you can think of any crafting questions for Mr. Bark, leave them down below. I'll start compiling them. I don't think there was anything else. I done the advent, spoke about the cowl. Oh, that's about it. Thank you so much for spending some time with me. I hope you have a very crafty evening. I will be back again tomorrow